one-sided, underhanded, can't be trusted. This is the opinion, ear to ear. For their own abuses, they keep making excuses. Housing crack up over. They unleash the lawyer, set up an inquiry just to get Kid Rowley. But they wouldn't sue the false paper screw. I don't need come close to tell them go. Hurry, pack up your bundle now. Stop fooling the people. The country taking a beating. So maybe I repeating go. They're like a natural disaster. 10 times worse than Ebola. Like a dog with fleas and tongue on their knees. And I'm begging, go now, and I did warn we. Prophesy to the country, streams turn into rivers, then into seas. Is why I'm singing, go now. This is my humble petition. Another day for election, go now, please. Accidental, detrimental, could be lethal. Are you willing to take that chance? Much too seedy, they too greedy, eyes too beady. Honeymoon end before the romance. We expect corruption, but now without check or interruption. That a few might stuff the pocket, but not racket by the pocket. From the constant comments, we get no recess. Before things fall apart and the riot starts. Even in chutney, I'll tell them go. Make it sooner than later. To protect the future, please. For the sake of we children and the next generation. Go. To safeguard our image. Before Griffith cause more damage. Like a dog with fleas and tongue on the knees. And I'm begging, go now. They try to stick me with rage me. Go now. They have more trick than Houdini. Streams turn into rivers.
Good afternoon, one. Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon to all the listeners to Independent Talk. Sunday, June 16th. They label it Father's Day. So I would say, bless Father's Day to all the fathers. Now, fathers just get a lot of beating and so on, but I will add my 2 pence to the whole Father's Day debate. Now, some fathers perform better than some, and that is a fact. Some fathers own up to the responsibility, while some don't. But if one understands the whole thing of fatherhood, the man gives and the woman multiplies. So without the father, we will not be in here. So that is one point we must never forget. The second thing, I don't believe, and it's a debate that I could handle. I don't believe that fathers do get a due recognition. Without fathers, the security of the family would not be as it is. So the family would not be enjoying the security as it is today. So happy Father's Day to fathers home and abroad. Good afternoon, Mr. Donald. How are you doing? You could talk. Can I do it your tongue?
I am not supposed to be.
You're not supposed to, but I could ask you something.
But then you might ask me something I don't know.
Well, you see guru, you know.
No. Mentally I'm not prepared. So
No.
Hesitantly I answer.
Anything I ask you is not something you got to go in Harvard or UTT to answer. Yeah, Andrew, and we here on Independent Talk today, and we always say the mantra here is to bring you the facts. I always say Grenada is my constituency, Real FM still remains my parliament, and the people's spokesman, blessed and protected by the Ancient of Days. What you do with the facts we give is a matter for you because we want you to fact check us. I'm here to advocate for justice and truth. Justice delayed is justice denied. And I just want to use a little thing from the book. Andre. He says in Amos 5:24, but let justice roll down like a waters, and righteousness like an overflowing stream. To put that in context is simply this. The Ancient of Days wanted his chosen people to obey him by ruling justly and behaving righteously. So, with that said, Andre, the topical issues around now is this present administration being in governance for 2 years. And the achievement of this government being in government for 2 years, Andre. Now, the NDC as a party campaigned and won election based on the Westminster style. They get the most votes in constituencies, first past the post. So they form the government. Now, what are the achievements of the National Democratic Congress? And some of the supporters would fly in our faces and say the payment of pension retroactive. So we need to look at the whole thing about pension. But before I get into the meat of the discussion about pension, there's a few questions which need to be asked. One, persons who receive pension or the payment of gratuity, what's the number of persons? Because if you say the payment of gratuity or pension, as they say, is an achievement, how much persons received the payment of gratuity? And when you crunch the numbers, it's about 500 persons. So if this is an achievement, 500 persons receive gratuity, what percent of the population is 500 persons? And based on the last population, so even if we ballpark the population in Green and says 100,000 people, 500 people does not reach 1%. So, for discussion's sake, if we agree that the payment of retroactive pension based on the 1958 laws, Andre, only less than 1% persons benefited. The other achievement touted is the payment of teachers. Albeit the court alluded that it was illegal, that the teachers didn't work, so they should not be paid. However, based on the number of teachers who received dark salaries, is less than 2% of the population. So let me be liberal, let me be generous, Andre. And the main achievement, so the achievements shouted loud by the NDC government only affect 5% and no more of the population. Andre Donald, 5% of the population leaves us with 95% of the population. So the achievement shouted by this government does not affect 95% of the Grenadian population. Simply put, because are giving them retroactive, are giving them pension. But for a government before Andre, the NNP, 2,000 persons was receiving pension. You use that against the backdrop of 500 persons. So you're claiming a grand achievement. Pension pay, 500 people. You see, the last government didn't do nothing. 2,000 people gain pension. And that is the faction. They could go and check it. They don't have to believe me just so. Go and check it. And because how the special pension was set up, Andre, you know the people before they get in 110% of their last salary? But now, those were they talking about only getting 2/3 of their last salary. And if you're not the age for NIS pension, that part you don't get in. Although you have the ability for a parallel pension, Andre, if you don't reach the age prescribed by NIS, you would not be getting it. And if you decide you want it, you see you have to get it at a reduced rate. So which state of pension was better for the ordinary man? Because over 2,000 people are getting it in NNP time. So when you're talking about the achievement of pension, look at the whole picture. Then there's the small matter of the monies paid for the retroactive was met in the treasury. Like Mr. Pierce said, that the only government in politics in the Caribbean whatever inherited a full treasury. All other government you hear, when they inherit governance in this country, when Geary, so Eric Matthew inherited governance, they say we want to see what he will do. He don't have money in the treasury. When the revolution came, they say he don't have money in the treasury. When the NNP came in 84, they say he don't have money in the treasury. When NDC come in 90, they say he don't have money in the treasury. When NNP come back in 1995, they say he don't have money in the treasury. When NDC came in 2008, they say he don't have money in the treasury. When NNP came back in 2013, they had to find money because even unpaid claims in the treasury was $110 million. But I don't know, the National Democratic Congress, the Deacon Mitchell administration, so lucky, they meet over $530 million in the treasury. So let's stick a penny. 530 million. Let me write that down so I won't think. Met in the treasury. And persons who sits in the cabinet and in the parliament of Grenada today say how NNP wicked. They have all this money there. And they don't give nobody. Alright, so they achieve the payment of pension. 500 people, less than 1% of the population of Grenada. So, is it right, or are we to assume that the achievement of the government of Grenada is only less than 5% of the population could raise their hands, Andre, and see the benefit? So we have to compare and contrast. Within the same period, Guru, cost of living went up. Food items went up. Bills, electricity went up. Water went up. Gas went up. So 5% get. 95% do get. But food price for that 95% persons went up. Gas price went up for that 95%. Levy on water, levy on electricity, VAT on sugar. All that happened. So what is the real achievement of this government is the question. What is the achievement of this government? And like I tell you, anytime you speak to their supporters, they jump out at you with pension and the payment of the dark salary. So we have to put it in its proper context. Only not more than 5% of the Grenadian public benefited from the major achievement touted by this government. And we only talk about cost of living, you know. Mention all the people in faith organization lose their workers and don't get pay. CJ workers lose their work and don't get pay. The workers they start to assault in Kariku lost their work and don't get it back. Those on Paul's Airport in the Ministry of Works lost their work and don't get it back. Well, they're trying to redeem themselves in the Granborough estate and so on. But the seed. Because the present Prime Minister, when he was not Prime Minister yet, he said, watch, NNP, if they like all you, they go give all you at least 650. But how many people has been removed from the seed program? Because the seed programs was meant that the removal of somebody from that program is if death cold finger should touch your feeble mortal clay. That means if you're dead. And if your situation improved beyond what it was, so you could fend for yourself. But the majority of people that have been removed from the program are persons' situation who get worse. But one big question that need to ask the Prime Minister, say he had doctors on the list. After 2 years, Prime Minister, just give us the names of the doctors. Because I go personally go to them and say, pay back the money. So give us the names of the thing. You look at the context of the I-money, and we know they are systematically dismantling the e-money before our very eyes. But point to note, all the talk, or Mr. Andrew talk about unemployment go down, you don't feel it because you see more people on the roadside not walking. And as usual, 3 a.m. this morning I received a phone call again. They say, Master Carl, I don't hear you talking about this education thing. I say, well, I had a document, I need to study it because I just don't like to speak on things what I don't have a grasp of. And the other end, on the other hand, they say, Master Carl, they keeping children, or they plan to keep children 1 more year in school. How would that affect unemployment? Because the man say, 3,000 people are leave school. And they're trying to keep back 3,000 people in school for 1 year. I see, well, I didn't look at it that way, you know. So there are some questions the Minister of Education must ask. What is the real reason of keeping back children in school for 1 extra year? Because, Andre, in this modern world of science and technology, Andre, what prudent reason there is to rob 1 year of progress from a youngster, Andre? Why keep them back for 1 extra year? And if they're going in a foreign, they get scholarship or they go to study in a foreign place, 1 year it takes them to acclimatize with the language, Andre. So you're robbing them 1 year? What is the justification? Because if you're lucky, and even this government send them in Cuba, they have to spend 1 year learning the language, Andre. So why hold them back? Why keep them back? What consultation or any credible person in education, what advice did they give for these keep it back children 1 year? And when you see these things going on, you question the mettle of this government and you ask, are they really serious about governing this country, or is it just joke? Now, we have to touch on some topical issues. But before I do that, was in Grenville about 1 o'clock thereabouts yesterday, and a gentleman, somebody called me out Master Call. So he said, "You is Master Call?" I said, "So they just call me." He said, "Watch. When the old dump was in telescope, he recognized that the dump has become alive. Old vehicles, all the sargassum and garbage, including coconuts, what they cut for jelly, creating a havoc with mosquito and thing. Somebody," and he said he speak to a particular minister, the minister tell him he didn't have time. And he didn't know about that. So he said, well, the residents down here, he said close to a place they call Big Bay. So the people out from Big Bay and thing, they go, no. He said the dump has come back to life like Lazarus and is causing some hazard there. Now, last Monday, we had the honor and privilege of having the Attorney General in a press conference. Where she tried to link an old matter of a cell phone nature and gave some frightening or some concerning information. But there are many things or the level of corruption, being the legal advisor to government, that I think Ms. Claudette Joseph ought to know of or to instruct FIU as she says she did, which in my knowledge is something new. There are new terms and reference for the Attorney General, saying she instructed FIU and files was brought to the DPP attempting to influence the office of the DPP, which ought to be an independent office. So she babbled on in the press conference and confirmed what a lot of us believed, that she know what she saw the work too big for. Be that as it may, Attorney General, I know they go tell you, Massacre will talk about you again. But there are a few things I want you to do for me. But before I do, I want to address, or I need to address one, Mr. Jonathan Lacrette, a member of this government, and to ask him, or to remind him simply this: let justice roll down like waters and righteousness like an overflowing stream. Amos 5:24. Mr. Lacret, you must know that. God wanted his chosen people, which you claim you are a chosen one, to obey him by ruling justly and behaving righteously, to stop living as hypocrites and idolaters and return to God. So now, simply this, Mr. Lacret. I hope that on your road to Damascus, a light would shine in your eye and you would stand on the side of justice. Don't be dismayed. Don't get scared. Now, what is the true situation with the information that you gave a letter to a particular gentleman who is chairman of one of the boards here in Grenada for perceived corruption? Is there any truth that this statutory body bought a building on Melville Street for $10 million? Is there any truth? And I'm going to go to that one. I will couch it in that way. Is there any truth that a king's son is collecting the rent from the tenant in the building? I want people to get me. Is it true, Mr. Lacret, that a king's son or one of the king's son is collecting rent in that building? Does the National Lottery Authority knows that a king's son is collecting rent from the tenants in that building? Because if a king's son is collecting rent from the tenants in the building, Lotto ought to know about it. Another question they tell me to ask Mr. Lacret. Who are the signatories to sign checks at NLA? Because they say they want to know who's signing check and who receiving checks, because they have concern. So, Attorney General, is there any truth that when a matter of that nature was discussed in cabinet, is there any truth that the Prime Minister say he and the AG would investigate the matter? The people want to know what is the stage of that investigation, because the AG could have come and run him out about Sheldon Scott for $150,000. But we're hearing about $145,000, nearly money. What is the stage of investigation? And AG, when you're coming back, when are you coming back, or when are you leaving the sanctity of the cabinet to come and give the nation that information? Because it's not me who say he is a dunce lawyer. But Andre Donald say politics makes strange bedfellows. So the one who say the AG was a dunce lawyer, as information suggests, is the boss of the AG presently. You understand? So they say politics have a morality of your own. So they say, don't follow the leader as Krokro say. So if you don't, then what you do Monday don't help people change their mind about you being done. The general populace say she really done in truth. For a ram good statement and she make there. So the people want to know what is the stage of investigation about the $145,000. The people want to know if you have $50 million in a bank, why take a loan of $10 million to buy a building on Melville Street opposite the bus terminus? And why a king's son is collecting rent? Because the tenants, you see, the thing happen now, people didn't know, you know. But the tenants start to query. Because they find this man, a king's son, coming and collect rent. But they don't know the authority or the whereabouts of a king's son. They think it happen. Because they know building sell. They have an idea who buy the building. They know how these people was operate, because these people used to be in the same building one time. But they seen a king's son coming and collect monies from them, so they want to know. And the receipt does not reflect who they believe is the ownership of the building. So Attorney General, you need to tell the nation, because you're supposed to investigate. And as you do, instruct FIO. Because you're accustomed to instructing them. Because they financial dealings. And FIO, one of the mandates for FIO is financial crimes. Good afternoon, Starkey. And once you instructing FIO, the people want to know why taxpayers' money in terms of the vehicle is used for private purposes. Because all kind of things about song and dance on without gas. And who paying for the gas for the vehicle for making private travels? So the AG, Andre, has to come back tomorrow. Leave the sanctity of cabinet tomorrow and come and tell us, one, why the loan of $10 million was taken when you have $50 million in the bank to purchase a building on Melville Street opposite the terminus. And why a king's son is collecting money from the tenants. Because it's the tenants and them what speak to me. You know. They want to know. And seeing that you is the repository of every knowledge, because you know everything about the cell phone. So just come back tomorrow, Monday, and tell the nation, hey, here's what. To use your own jargon, just come back and tell the nation you're being straight. Let's be straight. AG, again, we want to know we want some information about room 13 in that hotel. Because the thing about it, you present yourself as the all-knowing AG. We want to know how much was the bill or who ministry paying for the room 13 in that hotel. These are some questions, AG, you need to come and clear the air. Because you came Monday, but you don't finish. And the people really want to know about what happens or what stage is the investigation of $145,000. something to do with some equipments and furnitures. And while the person was hanging up the phone, they say, wait, Massacre. Wait! I say, well, you talk to me, you keep me up all that time already. I need my rest. They say, Sister Gloria say, well, I didn't know that lady, that little lady, inside they working for more money than me. 15,000, they working for more than ministers. So, when you check all the definition for bribery and corruption and so on, AG, the act of promising, giving, receiving or agreeing to receive money or some other item of value with the corrupt aim of influencing public officials in the discharge of his or her official duty. So, Andre, when you hear those things, you raise that question. Why are these people receiving these monies? Is it an aim to influence them? And they are public officials because they are managers and chairmen of companies. Corruption, the dishonest or fraudulent conduct by those in power involving bribery. So if Jonathan Lacret give a letter of termination, and if the Prime Minister said, don't worry with the letter, take it back, is that honest? Is that honest conduct? I think not. And if somebody could engage in dishonest conduct, and when they are being dealt with, they could go to the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister could rescind documents. He is supporting corruption. So AG, you need to come back Monday and let the people know what is going on in that place. You welcome? So AG, you have some things to deal with for us. Then AG, whether it's true or not, the recent uproar on social media ought to be checked. Because you know who could investigate, you know who you could instruct to investigate. So you need to let us know what is really going on. And you need to let us know at the same time that whole fiasco, because the people want answers. And it seems like you is the repository of every knowledge. So I'm asking you to give the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Pitimatnik the information required to treat with those situations. Yeah, Andre, let's take a break and come back.
Streams turn into rivers, then into sea. Is why I'm singing. Tamunila and Suruj. It's best they seek refuge. Go now, please. You tell me candid, they too wicked, far too crooked. That is the frequent comment I hear. Too one-sided, underhanded, can't be trusted. This is the opinion, ear to ear. For their own abuses, they keep making excuses. Housing crack up over. They unleash the lawyer, set up an inquiry just to get Kid Rowley.
But they wouldn't sue the false paper screw.
I don't need more close to tell them go. Hurry, pack up your bundle
Now,
stop fooling the people. The country taking a beating. So me plea are repeating.
go
They're like a natural disaster.
Now.
10 times worse than Ebola. Like a dog with fleas
and
and
down on the knees.
And I'm begging, go now, we and I did one week. From the side to the country, streams turn into rivers, then into seas. Is why I'm singing, go now. This is my humble petition. Announce the date for election, go now, please. Accidental, detrimental, could be lethal. Are you willing to take that chance? Much too seedy, they too greedy, eyes too beady. Honeymoon end before the romance. We expect corruption, but now without check or interruption. That a few might stuff the pocket, but not racket by the pocket. From the constant comments, we get no recess. Before things fall apart and the riot starts. Even in chutney, I'll tell them go. Make it sooner than later. To protect the future, please. For the sake of we children and the next generation.
Go
To safeguard our image. Before Griffith cause more damage. Like a dog with fleas
and down on the knees.
And I'm begging,
Go
they try
now.
to stick me with Rashmi.
Go now.
They have more trick than Houdini. Streams turn into rivers, then into seas. Is why I'm singing.
Go now.
Please, Mrs. Kamla.
Go now.
Take Munila and Sharma. Go now, please. Them and them minions, total villains, raking millions. Their slogan, we shall rise, it was so true. Tell John Public not to panic while them and they sidekick. Swimming in a pool of dollars so blue. Like meat-eating vulture, they neglect agriculture. Mega fans of phony, Mama Guy Caroni. Sweet man Glenn and Sharma came face to face with the karma. And it was awful,
One true way to pull.
don't need a big mouth to tell them go. Watch her and see they does follow.
Now,
Before we regret tomorrow, please. You're setting a bad example. Family values they trample.
go
It's only vice they desire. Before the 5 years expire, like a dog with fleas
and
and
down on the knees.
and a bleeding go now before we end in bankruptcy. Before they empty the treasury, streams turn into rivers, then into seas. Is why I'm bleeding go now immediately. And don't forget your AG code now, please. Love to quarrel, always oral, highly immoral. They let the good doctor starve to death. Used to court him, once support him, no road to point for him. But once in power, they quickly forget. They love confrontation, so no mediation. The case by the Privy Council, but the warrior was a settle. You see, you could make a fortune filling up a lagoon. The environment is boosted.
Notice people too.
Is why I want them go. With them old lies they peddling now. It's only PR they selling. They wouldn't tell me the whole truth. The man just wanted a root. Before they carve out a mountain. Before the cost we start counting. Like a dog with fleas, a dog on their knees. And I'm begging, go now. Always get the contract. Who profit from the kickback? Streams turn into rivers, then into seas. Is why I'm singing, go now. Tell Munila and Surush. It's best they seek refuge, go now, please. You tell me candid, they too wicked, far too crooked. That is the frequent comment I hear. Too one-sided, underhanded, can't be trusted. This is the opinion, ear to ear. For their own abuses, they keep making excuses. Housing crack up over. They unleash the lawyer, set up an inquiry just to get Kid Rowley.
But they wouldn't sue the false paper screw.
I don't need one close to tell them go. Hurry, pack up your bundle
Now,
stop fooling the people. The country taking and beating. So me plea are repeating. Go. They like a natural disaster.
Now.
10 times worse than Ebola. Like a dog with fleas
a
and
tongue on the knees.
And I'm begging, go now. We and I did one week. From the side to the country. Streams turn into rivers, then into seas. Is why I'm singing, go now. This is my humble petition. Another day for election, go now, please. Accidental, detrimental, could be lethal. Are you willing to take that chance? Much too seedy, they too greedy, eyes too beady. Honeymoon end before the romance. We expect corruption, but now without check or interruption. That a few might stuff the pocket, but not racket by the pocket. From the constant comments, we get no recess. Before things fall apart and the riot starts. Even in chutney, I'll tell them go. Make it sooner than later. To protect the future, please. For the sake of we children and the next generation. Go. To safeguard our image. Before Griffith cause more damage. Like a dog with fleas and tongue on the knees. And I'm begging, go now. They try to stick me with rage me. They have more trick than Houdini. Streams turn into rivers, then into seas. That's why I'm singing, go now. Please, Mrs. Kamla. Go now. Take Munila and Sharma, go now, please. Them minions, total villains, raking millions. Their slogan, we shall rise, it was so true. Tell John Public not to panic while them and they sidekick. Swimming in a pool of dollars so blue. Like meat-eating vulture, they neglect agriculture. Mega fans of phony, Mama Guy Caroni. Sweet man Glenn and Sharma came face to face with the karma. And it was awful,
One through it to pull.
don't need a big mouth to tell them go. Watch her and see they just follow.
Now,
Before we regret tomorrow, please. You're setting a bad example. Family values they trample. Go. It's only vice they desire.
Now.
Before the 5 years expire. Like a dog with fleas
a
and
tongue on the knees.
I'm not bleeding go now before we end in bankruptcy.
before we end in bankruptcy, before they empty the treasury, they should go now, please. Listeners, we will start taking calls now. So if persons want to call, good afternoon.
The voice of one crying out in the wilderness, Master Call.
Wago.
How are you, sir?
I'm alright.
Mr. Andrew Donald, good morning, and the listeners. Master Call, I am very much concerned as a citizen of Grenada, Carriacou, Pittimatnick with this present situation with the Prime Minister and Pastor Jonathan Lacrette. I'm very much concerned about that, because what I am seeing here, and it is not a lie, it is a fact, and what I am seeing here is that Pastor Jonathan Lacrette discovered some form of corruption, must have called as an ex-police officer. The man discovered wrongdoing in the form of corruption, and that fell under Pastor Jonathan Lacrette ministry as the minister of sports, because Lato commands sports. And if the MP, Mr. Jonathan Lacrette,
no, you know the MP is the senator.
The senator Lacrette, discovers such a wrongdoing, and he decide to put his foot down on that form of corruption. And Pastor Lacrette, I congratulate you for that, because as a man of God, you're supposed by all means to be honest. The Bible said that let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. And then you stand the ground. Kudos to you. You also have to remember, as a pastor, the Bible said that let not your good be evil spoken of. So as a result of what you saw, as a result of what you discovered, you decide to take action against it. And that is good. But after you took action against the gentleman, whether the report met reach the Prime Minister, but what the Prime Minister is telling you, hey, push that under the carpet, discard that. Hey, listen, reverse that. The Prime Minister, Pastor Lacrette, is teaching you as a pastor to be dishonest. How will the Prime Minister, Deacon Mitchell, look at you as a man who claimed to be a pastor, a man who prayed? The master part of the prayer warrior was you, a pastor that stand up with this young man, and today he is trying to make you dishonest by the action that you take. But Pastor Lacrette, congratulations. You have to let the Prime Minister know it is wrong, and I will stand my ground, because at the ending of the day, all my church members, all the population of Grenada, Carriacou, and Pittimatnick is going to look at me, Jonathan Lacrette. And I want to give you a serious warning, Pastor Lacrette. Don't ever look at the salary you get in every month to say, listen very carefully, as the Prime Minister tell me to hush. In other words, throw that under the carpet. In other words, don't bring out that. In other words, take back the letter that you... No, you cannot do that. The guy is wrong. And you know the thing that is amazing, man? All you only see in Sheldon Scott to the cell phone. Look at the high rate of corruption under this government, and you want to set up a pastor. You want to set up Pastor Jonathan Lacrette to bury this thing. No. And as I said, Pastor Lacrette, stand your grounds. If it means that you have to resign from that government, resign from that government. Because let me tell you something, man. The Bible says that, Pastor Lacrette, and you know that righteousness exalts a nation, but sinners reproach 20 people. Why should the Prime Minister do that? When he know that you are a Christian, in other words, how does Deacon Mitchell want you to read the Bible for him later? He going to look at you as a hypocrite. Stand your grounds. And don't look at this money you're getting every month. And that is why I'm always saying, Master Carl, this money that this Prime Minister give these MPs, money that they never work for in their life, money that they never see, that money is hush money. In other words, if he, the Prime Minister, do what is wrong, none of the MPs would not come out and say anything based on the amount of money that they get in a month. But Pastor Jonathan Lacrette, money cannot buy integrity. I congratulate you once again for the step that you have taken, for the decision that you have taken to ground that man. But I am disappointed that you, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell, want to take Pastor Jonathan Lacrette and look at him as nothing. Don't disrespect the pastor and don't disrespect the word of God. And you, Prime Minister, you are a hypocrite. You know the reason why? You press yourself around the churches. You hug them up. You bear them up. You make them know that the way that you're going to treat them, and know you is taking a big pastor as Jonathan Lacrette and help him cover the corruption under your administration. Shame on you. And congratulations to you, Pastor Lacrette. Stand your grounds and let it call a press conference. Don't cover it up. Don't throw it under the carpet. That is wrong. Let your light so shine before men, Pastor Lacrette, that he may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. I rest my case, Master Carl.
Okay, Pastor. In recent social media posting on Juliana, we see something mentioned of a gift. Some sheet, what is a gift? So, are we to go the route of Joseph one that it is too small? Let me take the call. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
How are you today?
All right. I've been to all the fathers in the studio today, and I wish them happy Father's Day today. I hope the ladies treat them well. Have a good evening.
All right. Yes, so, because when politicians receive gifts, Andre, the Integrity Commission ought to know. And whilst we at it, Attorney General, because speaking to you quietly, I don't make no noise because I want you to hear. If somebody says no surprise to me, we knew it was coming months ago. Desperation tactics. And if you happen to see a response, did you know about it and do nothing? Even though you had already accepted responsibility to address it. Let's take the call. Hey man. Are they about what's up with you?
Yeah. You are going on now. The big more boy always had the program with the minister on the radio there. They like to go in small hole too much. So they have to stop that. When he come in on the radio and talk shit, he and the minister. They know who he is. You know what I mean? They have to stop that, man. They like too much a small hole, man. Later, my boy.
All right, caller.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Master Carl, happy Father's Day, man, and happy Father's Day to your listening public.
Fathers, they shouldn't be happy, should be blessed.
Yeah, well, it should be a blessed day.
Yeah.
And I want to wish all fathers in Grenada, Carriacou, and people throughout the world a blessed day and a continue God's blessing to reach upon every father so that they can perform the duty nicely. Right. Master Carl, there is something circling on social media all over Grenada. What is the morals in government? When I speak about morals in the past, I mean moral. If a government or leadership of a country don't have moral, any portfolio, anything could happen within the country from anybody. And people going to see it as norm. But we are a Grenadian Christian society. We believe in God. Some of us pretend to believe in God. Some of us...
We use God conveniently.
Right. And we blaspheme, or we call on God in vain. We blaspheme God's name. Now, I am saying that to say, no morals in Grenada, no morals from people who are supposed to set examples for our children. Now, this thing has reached down to a number of school children in Tamsisi and other places. What is happening? Now, we talking about Jonathan Margaret, how he uncover, how he decide to get rid or stand firm for corruption. When he has been bought, corruption at the highest level, and that is being tolerated throughout Grenada, and people still come saying they are the best. I could testify to a lot of things and speak about a lot of things, but I was hoping that the leadership could see the need and don't sweep nothing under the carpet. Where is the stand? We talking about they want to ground Sheldon. Well, in my opinion, that's another case for itself. But I hope the corruption that is out there in the ministries and other places, I hope my good friend could speak about it. Number 10, because you said you are righteous, you are blessed, and you believe in God. You speak truth. I am saying to you, my dear sister, you get yourself in a monkey pants, so they buy you. You have to shut your mouth and accept what you get. That is wrong. That is wrong. This is low morals in society, in the government, in Grenada, Carriacou and Petit-Martinique. Men doing all kind of atrocities. They should leave that for a man and a woman. I would have seen it better. I would have given them kudos for that, the woman. But two men, come on, two men and social media making mawet. Come on, Grenadian people. That is the kind of government we want. That is the kind of people we want govern our country. Well, it looks like we don't need pastors and priests and other so-called religious organizations, because they should have been speaking out on that already. That is not what we expect from our point of view as Grenadian. That is not what I expect to see from somebody who wants to set example for our young people. Come on, man. Or you make me shame. You whole crew, birds of one feather, flock together. So the whole crew is disappointing. Thank you very much, Master Call.
You have next one, let's take it. Hello? The Prime Minister said since in the discussion with the Samoa Agreement that morality is for the church. The church heard that So I await a response from the church. Just like you have some issue that is topical to people, and before 6 o'clock, all kind of song and dance about it, but this one was not one that made, it didn't make that cut. In also the discussion with the person who called me this morning, they say the National Democratic Congress has encouraged, done, and participated in more corruption than all other governments in Grenada combined. So that is why when the Prime Minister says NNP don't do nothing, NNP didn't do enough corruption, so he had to show everybody how to be corrupted. Because remember, the first time the Prime Minister gave the $2,000 to the ministers, the word corruption was at the center of his rationale. But I'm still asking, what was the gift reported to, the sheet? Was it reported to the Integrity Commission? And what the gentleman knew that was coming months ago? Because it is difficult to wrap your head around somebody saying that they knew it was coming months ago. And I ask you to get a word for me Friday, Andre. Premonition. It is the ability to know when bad things go happen.
Yeah.
So are we to assume that this gentleman knew that something bad was to happen? Because he say, no surprise to me. We knew. You listen that, you know. Because when you read or you listen people, listen to the language, Andre. Because we go connect the dots here now, you know. Because that we do on Real FM, we break it down. We knew. What do you mean of we, Andre? Pull that up there for me. Because we have to educate the citizenry. We knew it was coming months ago, desperate tactics. I want the meaning of we. Okay?
Used by the speaker to refer to himself or herself and one or more of other people considered together. For instance, shall we have a drink? Meaning...
Read from the top again.
Used by a speaker to refer to himself or herself and one or more...
Yes, I want that part. One or more. Go on.
Other people considered together.
Considered together. So who? So that I tell you, the language of the text, you know, we teaching here this evening. You know. No surprise to me. We knew one or more or others together. So what? So you see, no surprise me and one or more or others knew it was coming months ago, desperate tactics. Did you know about it and do nothing? Even though you had already accepted responsibility to address it, because the one or more others knew about it, they knew you took responsibility to address it. So how now, but the gentleman, to give him a bit of credence, Andre, he has never said it was not true. His exact word is we, me and others knew it was coming months ago. And then they say, one of the others say, well, did you know about it? Did you actually? Yeah. And I wonder what accepted. Look for that for me.
Spell the word.
ACCEPTED.
accepted.
Tell me.
Meaning, it's an adjective, and it's generally believed or recognized to be valid or correct.
So let me read it. Did you know about it? And did you do nothing though you had? Say it again. Do you already give me accepted?
Or the
Read it.
generally believed or recognized to be valid or correct.
So even though you had recognized it to be valid, let me get responsibility now, Andre.
Responsibility,
Yeah.
please spell word.
responsibility.
Responsibility. It's a noun and the state or fact of having a duty to deal with something or to having control over someone. A true leader takes responsibility for their team and helps them achieve goals.
So go back again because we're breaking it down here
Where you
with
want?
responsibility.
Yeah. Read it again.
Yeah.
The state or fact of having a duty to deal with something or having control over someone. So, a true leader takes responsibility for their team and helps them achieve goals.
So and give me a little bit of accepted.
You want me to go back to
Yeah.
accepted now?
Because we want to break down the thing for the
Accepted.
people.
Generally believed to be or recognized to be valid or correct. Accepted. Adjective.
So let me read the thing now in its proper context so a 9-year-old child will understand. Did you know about it and do nothing, even though you had already accepted that it was valid and to control someone so that the other person he might give blessed assurance how control the other person because the conversation was between A and B. So he gave assurance, although it is listen, accept it, make it valid. So what he said is valid based on orders. We include orders. So if one of the order say based on it, it is valid and correct, and you had to have control over someone. You give the responsibility to tell them, well, I have control over that person.
Okay, so you can do it this way. The system has accepted a phone call.
Yes.
So are you going to take it?
Yes. Hello?
Hey, good afternoon. Master Carl, good afternoon, Andre.
Yeah.
Master Carl, you know, when the Prime Minister was in St. Lucia, he said that the government that he no control, the father he no control. Within 2 years, they were fighting, they didn't know how to govern. So one of the ways to govern is to abuse the power and to be corrupt and to demonstrate corruption as something good for the Prime Minister. And any one of the ministers that have some forms of integrity and morality, the Prime Minister changing that. It's changing that. Because for them to stay in his government, they have to be corrupt. And when you have a leader in a home and you encourage your children to go and say, Daddy, Mom, Daddy, the children do something that is wrong. And the community tell them, forget it, leave them continue to do what is wrong. This is not a real leader. And as we celebrate Father's Day today, fathers should be someone that do what is right and grow up the children in the right way. And when you have a prime minister, see corruption as something good, This is this is leading to a way of destruction. We have to be do what is right. The word of God says, righteousness exalted nation, sin is a reproach to every man. And what is Prime Minister did? He corrupt, he give them more money. And the reason why he give them more money, to me, in my opinion, why he give them more money, to do so that he want to do what he want. A lot of crop deals, and when they speak about it, especially them senators, you go through and tell them, "Hey, I give you a work, right? And anything that you see around going on, hush them out, and you cannot say nothing. We gotta go fire you." But I always say integrity more than any what money. Right? Stand up when you see wrong, call it out. And don't put money in front of integrity, because when you put money in front of integrity, money will finish. But when you hold on to integrity, it will make you someone better in society. So much collaboration.
Yes, caller. Your next one is ticket. Hello? Good afternoon. Sounding very low.
I'm sounding very low. Okay, am I better now?
You could, yeah, let's go on.
Okay. First of all, I want to correct you on something.
Yeah, do
You
it.
said earlier about 1% of the population getting the pensions and gratuity. First of all, right, in order to do that calculation, we'll have to first, know what percentage had to get that pension and gratuity. And we have to also take into consideration as well that, the majority of the population, which the last time that they did the said was about 70 something percent, was youths, right? So then we have
No,
to
let me stick with the pension. Don't go all about it, please. How many people No. How many persons receive the gratuity based on the 1958 laws?
So
how many persons? How many persons receive?
Right. So they said it was about 500.
All right. What percent of the population is 500?
Well,
you don't have to go in a big school to know that.
No.
And I just let me say what. Hold on.
You cannot do it from the whole population, because not the whole population that had to get that pension and gratuity.
But listen. No. I'm not wrong. No. Hold on. The government in campaigning say everybody go get pension and gratuity. That's the population. That's what they say. And I have clips to substantiate that. So when 500 persons get, is 500% of the population is less than 1%. Don't come here with this old spin on them. Because me and Valentino, what they here today, me and the guru, it's only 2 spin bowlers left in Calypso. 500 persons is less than 1% of the population. Call it what you want. You can say it so. If the population is 100,000 and 500 persons get gratuity payment, how much percent of the population is 500? Not even 1%. So don't come and say you can say it so. You want to come and try to tie me up like I just said, horizontal and vertical? The question is how much people receive it. You say 500. We agree. What percentage of the Grenadian population is 500 persons? Don't come and tell me out not all they say. Because they say everybody will get pension. They didn't say only those appointed by Public Service Commission. When the lie was spilled and the promises was made, they say we go pay pension even though we have to borrow. So you can't come and tell me, you can't come and change the goalpost in the middle of the play. That can't happen. You can't come and put small goal when the game blow off as big goal. What are you telling you?
The person hung up, yeah?
Yeah, they hang up. This kind of utter nonsense don't come in here. And I don't letting them carry on to try to think. The question is, Andre, simple. 500 persons receive gratuity payment. How much percent of the Grenadian population is 500 people? So that means the government only satisfy less than 1% of people with something they say is one of the main achievement. But how a main achievement for a government could affect only 500 persons? How much teachers they pay? You will come and give me some cock and bull again? And come with this ram goat reasoning? Let the coach you better. And come back. Wheel and come. How they say? Them bad boys say, wheel and come again. I tell you already, those sledge Brian Lauren taking it easy. Say yes, Andrew Donald. There is no surprise. Me and others knew it was coming. That one I wanted to address. Address that one too. Me and others knew it was coming months ago. Desperation tactics. Guru, do you know about it and do nothing, even though you had already knew it was valid and you had control of the person to address it by screenshot? I don't know, that person on WhatsApp, that person introduced screenshot between me and you. They must be a hero. I never see an allegation make and a man do saying he lie. But they saying they bring in all kind of specialists to speak out. People could do it. People could think. Just say it's not true. And if it's not true, sue. Too much. They're doing too much. You know, you have a song. If you didn't copyright or make you play it by Remy, you calm down. The thing they get in, they go take their heart to a lockdown. They're doing too much. But we just remain mellow. They do all kind of things with children and to remain mellow, Andre. Mm-hmm. So why they raising the pressure? If you know you have the responsibility, the control over somebody, and responsibility, and you know that word soon, and that is proper word, you know, Andre. Responsibility. Because they felt they had the control over the next person in the conversation. So that caller, what call she and the AGM, tell us out room number 13. That's what we have to know, room number 13. And who paying the bill, which ministry are paying the bill. And if the bed sheet, the gift, was reported to the Integrity Commission, if the Integrity Commission know. You ain't know nobody on the Integrity Commission, Andre?
No.
I have to find out a person and ask them.
Oh, I believe.
Are they Pastor Rashi there on that?
No, what's the name? Did they remove Larry's wife?
I don't know, but I think. Are they Pastor Rashi?
Devon?
They on this thing?
Devon?
Yeah. At one time, I don't know. I go because you want to know.
No, you can't. Remember, that's the Integrity Commission. They will not give you information like that.
In my grandmother said two things that could happen.
What?
Either they say yes or no.
Well, you can write to them. You can write to the commission and ask for information.
Yes.
But they will not arbitrarily just give you information.
So I need to scribe.
You need to scribe. You definitely need to scribe with that one, bro.
Andre Donald, I don't claiming to be no bright man. Good afternoon, Mr. Shorty in Post Royal. I know you're listening. Big up yourself. I'm not a
Are you
reposit.
going to remind your listeners of the numbers to call?
Yes, call them. Tell them now.
You know the number, don't you?
Nah, man, you're the guru, man. At least you could do that.
Yeah, the number to call, 442-0175. That's the landline. And for the WhatsApp, it is also 442-0175. That's those are the numbers that you can call. And we're also asking you to
share it, share it, and like it.
Share it and like it. I've seen situations here, Carl, that you get up to numbers like 656. As a matter of fact, let me see where you're at now. You're at 631 in terms of persons looking at it, watching right now. But you have only 84 likes. And you deserve to have more likes than that.
I just get a hit and run just now, maybe that way. What Shensia say? A hit and run?
Yeah. So you deserve to have more likes than that. So come on, folks. You can make those likes reach up to 300 today off a call, because you're now up to 639 people watching you.
But I was 50 people we used to have. What happened? On your road to Damascus?
No, maybe YouTube like us and they just inflating our numbers.
Oh.
Well, no, because people.
And you last time you see 12 persons?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, oh boy. You call it, let's take it now.
Do we? Yes, we do.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Father's Day to each and every one of you.
I want you to call my name and tell me Happy Father's Day. Don't come and blanket it. Say, Master Carl, Happy Father's Day.
Master Carl, Happy Father's Day.
Thank you very kindly.
Andre, Happy Father's Day to you too.
Andre, the lady say Happy Father's Day, answer.
I don't know who it
You
is.
not answer me, eh?
I don't know who it is.
You not answer me. I don't want to know that. Let me leave that alone.
Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good.
Capo hole.
I thought I had a sprint.
I thought you don't like me for that.
When I walk as a little, don't tell nobody, you know.
What?
When I expel walk as a little, you don't tell nobody.
Expel who?
I don't know. A whole weekend just now, I hear them.
The Igwe?
Eh?
Now, man, the Igwe on some well-deserved rest. And he has an addition to his family. So he, how do you call it, paternity leave?
Oh, Lord.
So he'll be back soon time, man.
As a matter of fact, he's supposed to be back on
Wednesday.
Yeah. See, you guys just that's a problem, yeah. You don't ask questions. You just start to say things.
Okay.
Ask the question.
All right, leave it alone.
Yeah,
Leave it alone. Don't go more with it.
You ask the question. Some people come to capo hole. Doesn't ask questions.
So you call it by the man.
Only yet on the Bob report with one story about Sheldon this and Sheldon that and pay back the money. Once that record stick, man. What I want to hear about the accountability and prosperity and good governance, I'm not getting it. All I listening about Sheldon had to pay back and Sheldon must pay back and the AG must, what she do there, she has right to do it and she is the one to do it. I can't understand what's really going on. I see have a lot of things, I hear it, I listening, all set of wickedness going on in this country. I don't hear nobody saying it. Who's saying this government doing the right thing and doing the good thing? But nobody does say nothing. Huh? I find they could wake up and smell the coffee right now and stop hiding, putting things under the sheet and under the carpet and come out with the truth. Because the truth must reveal. It must come out. Doesn't matter how they tight, it has to come out. And they know when he come out, once he come out and I get it, I go tap. It don't make sense they sit down there hiding it and don't want nobody to know. You have to stop it and leave Sheldon alone. Sheldon no thief. I see a lot of people just take their phone and they go on their room and they don't pay back no company. So I find they should stop. They're singing song about Sheldon this and Sheldon like this Sheldon thief. Sheldon no thief, you don't rob, you don't go and take all money where it is and give people. You have to stop that.
You don't write no check to himself.
I enjoy your afternoon.
Andre Donald. You know what is sinister and strange? This NDC government did begin up AI until the Prime Minister was in a particular place and he said, not me at write that speech. Not my press secretary or anybody's AI. So AI was so good.
I think he was addressing a graduation.
No screenshot happening, they blaming AI. But if AI good, AI good. Oh gosh. Andre Donald.
You have a caller.
Let's take the call.
Go on.
Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hey, you go.
Happy Father's Day to everyone.
Bless, son. Bless.
Master Carl, my area really celebrate Father's Day, everywhere I pass, I see a little smoke, man. That, in spite of bad thing is, Father's Day well kept everywhere, Lucas.
It's time fathers get a due reward, man.
I see some little pot out there pass, so it's looking good so far. I want to say to the nation, I government come and government go. This is the worst Attorney General I ever noticed in the history of our country from since 1967. I followed up. Imagine the Attorney General should be the advisor to the cabinet of his country.
But hold on. The Attorney General has two advisors. You like to tell you first she don't good. I think the person in charge of Public Service Commission maybe is an advisor too. And sometimes they say Mr. Clouden could be an advisor. So if the Attorney General, the legal advisor to cabinet, need advisors, that means what assault. And if the head of cabinet, people believe information suggests that one time the utterances that she's done so was made. Well, you have to know she don't want nothing but politics makes strange bedfellows. Yeah, make your point.
If people leave the nation business are straight to go behind one individual, this is what they want. That's a distraction they want to create because they cannot say what they have done much for the 2 years, so they're looking for distraction. Now, you have a lady called Target Program. Mr. Pierre give her all time to go and research and come back. She come back the next day, she still cannot make correct statement of what the government will be fumbling. And most of the points she make is not achievement. She leave out some main achievement. She leave out the achievement of the government where they raid the GDP bank. She leave out most of the corruption. She leave out where they take away the people 150. That's achievement. She leave out all of the achievement of them. And she always talking about, oh, Mr. Pierre mentioned the goodness. They haven't got much to say, so they're looking for distraction. And I also want to make, before I put on, I want to warn some NDC activists. Real FM is one of the informative stations in Grenada, Caribbean, and Pneumatic. Nobody cannot challenge them. And for political reasons, some of them trying to say, when they ask him, where you get your factor? Real FM? I said, no, not Real FM. Real FM have program to give us, to educate us. The management and staff have nothing to do with the program. Programs cover very good areas to make Grenadians know where they stand. And without these programs on your station, so most of us would never know where we stand. We don't know. But the programs drawing a lot of us attention, and activists, some of the activists vex for that, so I'm warning them. So Mr. Carl, distraction they want, because they cannot give enough achievement for the 2 years. This is the most corrupt, and I'm saying it again. And I have facts to prove it, and I'm going to outline some of the corruption areas when I come back with that. This is the most corrupt administration in this entire country. I go back to from 1951, Mr. Pierce said 1967, I still put it further back. That is how badly up this man, and most people, it's time for us to recognize it. Who have eyes to see, let us see. Who have ears to hear, let them hear. That's my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. It's 4420175. Carl Caton. You know, we were just at 80 likes just now, right? And
yeah.
I said, hey, we need to get to 100 at least. Well, I'm kind of getting greedy because if by me just saying that and we got to 135 in a jiffy, I'm talking about the likes here.
Wow.
We're looking at 250 likes. Come on, folks. If you have not liked the shows yet, just click that like button. and they like the show. And you've moved on now to 673 persons are viewing. So if you get half of that liking the program today, that'll be a good thing. This is Real 91.9 FM. You know, Carl, I have to share this with you.
Mm-hmm.
I saw something yesterday that was it was very revealing as to what is happening in our police force.
Mm-hmm.
I was driving yesterday. Well, you know where I live, so I was coming from home, coming into Sateers, and the fire station. Well, you know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the firemen, he stopped me and he says, "Give me a ride to get down to the shop, because it's the shop just before the bridge."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Give me a ride to get down to the shop. I want to go and get some sugar to make some juice."
Mm-hmm.
So I gave him the ride. When we got there, the shop was closed, but I was on my way to Sateers. So I dropped him off. He said, "Don't worry, man, I'll just go back up." I dropped him off, came into Sateers, and I was going back up, and then I saw him by the road again in front of the fire station.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing him, and it honestly, Carl, it didn't click for me not until I got almost to home. You know where they're doing the excavation there? When I got there, I realized, shucks, he didn't get the sugar down the road, so he's probably still wants the sugar. So I turned around,
Yeah.
went back to get him. Carl, on my way to him, when I was able to see him standing by the side of the road, here comes two vehicles, Carl. Two white pickups with police marked on the side and on the bonnet. Right? And he is standing there in front of the fire station in blues, which is the firemen use.
Yeah.
And there's a insignia on the arm or something like that. Right. He's standing there. He stopped them, Carl. They did not stop. They did not stop. So I got there and I said, "Yo, I come to get you to bring you in the junction to get the sugar." And he just say, "Andre, you see what just happened?" I said, "Yes, I saw it. I saw you stop." Imagine a police officer stops two police vehicles, Carl. And it's not that they were traveling at a pace. You say, okay, fine, they're on a mission. Well, they could be at a mission, even at a slow pace. But they did not even do so and stop and say, "Watch, we can't handle you right now." And they did not know what was going on. And I'm like, no. It reminds me of a thing I see. I want problems.
So,
hey, no, seriously.
You believe they knew he was a police?
Well, he was fully dressed.
Well,
in uniform.
That clothes not gazetted, so they might feel his impersonation.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay.
But all in all,
in front of the fire station.
If somebody flags down the police in front of the police station, they ought to take notice in uniform or not.
Yeah, that was not nice. That was not nice.
And the assault continues on the RGPF. John Mitchell, who acted as an ACP for 3 years plus, was reverted to the rank of superintendent recently. And what is strange about these actions and the one with Tafawa Pay? Now, in the RGPF, for disciplinary reasons, now let me go.
You have a call, eh?
Yeah, let me take the call.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How you doing?
How are you doing? I wish all of you a happy Father's Day and that I will live to see many more to come.
Thank you.
But there is one question I want to ask. Who is the Minister of Finance?
I think Mr. Dennis Matthew Cornwall.
And I understand they say Danny giving bonds check. How it could be this bonds check?
Well, there matter the citizens of this country have to rise up and question their representative, how the acting Prime Minister could be part of this thing.
And next question again. Not a next question, but I'm leaving a message to Mr. Andre. Mr. Andre, I tell you facts. They know me voice. They said that they go to close on your station, you know.
Say that
Mr. Andre,
again.
you listening me?
Yeah, I'm listening to you. What they say?
They go close on your station.
Well, if you are in a position of power and you can use that position of power to do your bidding,
Yeah.
then I can't stop you. If that's what they want to do, then there's nothing I can do to stop them. But the people of Grenada can rectify it. When they close it down, then what the people of Grenada need to do is not go out and demonstrate and stuff like that. No. When the time comes, vote them out.
Mr. Andre, the thing that fret me, because I will bring out the truth, and he hurting them. That's why they coming out and say that.
Okay.
Yes, because Ali is the only station we're giving news. If it wasn't for Ali station, we don't know nothing was going on here in Grenada, you know.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about that. That I think will not happen. And if it does happen, then we just continue to move along.
Praise the Lord for that.
Yeah.
And tell them we're not serving a dead God. We're serving a big, true, and mighty God. And God over seeing everything that's taking place.
All right.
While they're putting it under capit, God marking it down.
All right. Thank you for calling, though.
Okay, then.
Have a nice day. Okay, great. Bye-bye. It's 91.9 FM. Carl, just to let you know that the likes have gone up now to 165.
You're walking, man.
No, you working. It's you that's doing the program.
Yeah, Andre.
There are 680 people looking at the program right now.
Wow.
So if we can get...
There are a lot more than 12.
Oh, you had 12 one time?
That's what they say. They say 12 people.
Yes, so if we can get just half of that like in the program, it would be great. We'd want to get up to at least 250 likes before the end of the program. The time coming to make that
5 minutes.
5 minutes before the 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, we'll take a break, play a bit of our theme song, and shake the legs a bit, and then we'll come back in for the final onslaught.
Yeah, Andre. So, John Mitchell was revoted to the rank. We are called?
Yeah.
Let's take it. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hey, how you doing?
Blessed Sunday. Happy Father's Day.
Blessings.
Mr. Donald.
Yeah, just leave Andre alone now, man.
Mr. Donald.
Just leave Andre alone. What happened to the brethren?
What that lady just said is a fucking no. I was just waiting for you to done today to hit you up personally. But see how she put I keep that information on Friday. I called someone home, that I trust to share that information with, and the man was like, yeah man, it's about time. You have to shut him down. It's about time. So, yo, man, these guys are I don't understand it, man. I really don't understand it, but, Hey, this is what I want to ask you, though.
Yeah.
Friend to friend. Associate to associate. Syndication to syndicate. When they do that, if they do it, they will attempt. And if they succeed in doing it, when you file a lawsuit, you have to file a lawsuit with my entity under the lawsuit too. Because when they do that to you, they're affecting me too. They're affecting us. So when you're filing the lawsuit, remember to put me Noise FM under as a complainant under the lawsuit.
Don't worry, man. Everything will be done properly.
All right.
Everything will be done properly. I honestly, I am not worried about this. I am not worried about this. If that's the way they want. No. If that's the way they want to go, then hey, so be it.
So be it.
Yeah, so be it. Yeah.
Hey, man.
Anyway, have a good day, fella.
All right.
Have a great evening.
Yeah, one love.
And
Take
the rest
care.
of the day,
All right, bye-bye.
Yeah, peace out.
All right.
Well, not to prolong that conversation, Andre. I thought we was just in the bush making some noise. So how come, remember Sugar Hollow sing a calypso the George. He phrase it like, why are simple little calypsonian like me enraging big people? They say they say we equipment so good, they say now kind of thing, yet still they want to trample. But tell them River can beat C100. Now, they revert John Mitchell Andre to the substantive rank of superintendent. They revert Tafawa Pierre to the substantive rank of superintendent. Now, the police force in disciplinary matters, Andre, you have what you call demotion. If you was a ranking member of the organization and you do something in an ill-disciplined manner and you bring the force into disrepute, let me take the call. Good afternoon. And you bring the force into disrepute, one of the penalties is to reduce you in rank. But Tafawa Pierre and John Mitchell, every appraisal done recommended them for the post they was holding in Andre. Let me take the call. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Caton.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good afternoon, Mr. Donald. I'd like to take this opportunity to wish Mr. Andrew Donald Happy Father's Day and Mr. Carl Caton Happy Father's Day. So I called your guy's name and I wish you happy
Stan Philip, you must answer your phone now, man.
I always answer my phone
no,
when I'm close by.
No. Been trying to reach you.
When you're close by?
Well, I just like, he didn't hear me answer.
What?
I always answer my phone when I'm close by.
Oh, you're right.
And I see it ringing.
Bridget, since Friday I've been trying to reach you, man. Come on.
Huh?
I've been trying to reach you since Friday.
I didn't see any missed call from you, honestly.
All right. Well, I'm going to try again after I finish the program today. Is that okay?
Sure, no problem.
All right, then. Good.
Yeah. It's interesting that Grenadians were told up front that the way things used to happen, it won't happen like that anymore. When a prime minister made it publicly clear that something that is supposed to be a big kind of hallmark for proper government cannot be done, and let me say what it is. When he was asked about conflict of interest, he said in a small country like Grenada, conflict of interest cannot be avoided. All that has to be done is that it has to be managed.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's a statement that was made, right? Nobody challenged it and say this should not happen. Because if there are guidelines and rules and regulations regarding conflict of interest, and you publicly stating that who will just manage it, the question as to who would manage it, what are the steps that will be taken to manage it, wasn't that. So a lot of things that's happening in our country today, and people making issues about it. We were one before. We know that those things would just be brushed under the table. Many things that's happening in Grenada. This administration is getting a free pass. Other administration, the former administration, will be taken to task on it. There's this gentleman who sang. He's a very good singer. He won the Independence Monarch some time ago. This year, he was not picked to get into the finals. I think you know what I'm talking about. And he sung the ball with the mouth closed. And a lot of that is happening. There are people who have issues with what's happening in our country, but are not speaking about it. Those people who used to be having their placards or writing articles on trivial matters, they're silent on major matters. So when we, the people, and there's a good friend of mine who used that phrase, when we, the people, stay silent on matters, it's like we condoning it. So it's not that bad things are not happening. What's happening is that people are not talking about the bad things. Are they leaving it to the politicians? No. The best people to speak on issues, morality, financial accountability, are not politicians, you know. Because once politicians speak about it, people would say, oh, because you're not in government.
You take
Or because
inside.
your party not in power, right? But the independent people, the accountants, the lawyers who know that wrong things are happening, wrong practices are being followed, and they're remaining silent on it. Because, as far as it's concerned, the party in power. Now, when that happens, we would not see any forward movement in our country, right? So, it's unfortunate because I always say that when you say something, you should be held to it. The consequences are there for all of us to see. We're getting all kind of run around about this pension. The new act is being promoted. The unions are not even addressing it. Well, the majority of them are not even addressing it because, as far as we're concerned, our party is in office. So if your party is in office and you're allowing these things to happen, what do you expect? So we have to call on the independent-minded people, or those so-called
The exemplars.
progressive people, to speak out. Don't those of us who are affiliated to the New National Party would speak, but people would not. They would say we're saying that because we're in opposition. Let's hear the voices of those persons who are not supporting Party A or Party B, but are seeing that things are going the wrong way. Let's see. The unions are, well, there's one particular union that have openly declared that he either don't know history or, as one other union leader say, he ain't get what they promised him yet. That's why he's talking, right? So what is happening? In the last budget, the government gave a schedule for regularization of workers. And I don't know if you pay attention to it. The Imanis would be regularized the year of election. The year of election. That's when they would be regularized. But they were told with the what? What's the phrase? With the what? Stroke of a pen, whatever it is?
Yeah.
It will be done. But people remain silent. Last thing I want to say is, if somebody is given a bribe, right, in order to do something we see as bad, the Americans say they make an investment. We're not going into that. But if you pay me more than I should get, you pay me more than I should get, and the organization I'm working for are doing things that is not right. You think I'll speak? I'm working with you. I should be getting $3,000 a month. You pay me $5,000. You think I would talk?
Never.
Say nothing. I get big money. I think these days they call it hush money. The question you have to ask ourselves is, all this money is ministers. We're moving from one extreme because some people, when an MP is in office, they're underpaying the ministers. And you move to another extreme where, in my humble opinion, what is being done is ministers are paid so that they won't say anything. So when we call certain people's names,
You're not paid for working.
who taking a stand, and when we see, how the caller said earlier on that they applaud this gentleman for coming out and speak. The man has a mortgage, big mortgage, it's an expensive vehicle. You think he would set his neck out on a block? He would say something, but if he once according to my mother, once he get a look, he keep him silent. And it's my considered opinion that the increase that his ministers got was to ensure that they can be boiling on the inside, but don't say anything on the outside, because it affects their pocket. Many of them had no jobs, right, for years. Now you're getting how much? How much it is? What, $11,000-12,000 a month? Why are you making
closer to 15.
Close to 15.
Yeah.
What? I mean, these guys, even though you're standing on these guys' toes, they would remain silent. So the point I'm making is
are you? Let me ask you this question here: Are you saying that you believe that the people are paid to keep silent?
I use the word hush money.
Okay, yeah.
You heard me say hush money, right? So I think that answers your question.
So if
So hold on. And this question is a little bit ticklish, but I'm going to ask it still anyway. Do you believe then that the latest addition to the NDC cabinet is enjoying that hush money too?
Well, the statement was made. Everybody across the board getting it. So whoever is there, they're getting it. Whether you're recent or you're former, you get in the same amount. It's crazy. You're not segregated.
Okay.
No,
she has joined for hush money.
Everybody is enjoying it.
Oh, okay.
In some countries, ministers of integrity would say, "Pay me my regular salary. I don't want that." There's some countries where some ministers don't take money at all. They could do it, If you want to show how patriotic you are, you say, "Look, $5,000 is enough for me. I don't need the 13 or the 12. I want to show that I love Grenada." But my point is that the salaries paid to these ministers of government are paid so that they would ball with their mouth closed. Okay. You hear what they say?
Before you go, Stan, the act of promising, giving, receiving, or agreeing to receive money or some other item of value with a corrupt aim of influencing a public official in his or her official duty. Does that apply to what you're talking about?
Well, I don't want to make a conclusive statement on that. I throw out the scenario and let's allow the public to make their opinion. I don't want them to say stand still, right? But it's my considered opinion that the money that are paid to these people is like an advance incentive. If you ever think about going, don't even bother about it.
So crime high. They didn't think about incentivizing the amnesty, but incentivizing the ministers to stay.
There's an organization that invited me to join a meeting yesterday with the IMF team, and I asked the leader whether or not they raised the whole question of salaries of public officers, ministers of government. When we are bound, regular public servants, we can't give you increases because of the financial, how they call it, Andre? Accountability, whatever it is. There's this thing that your wages should not be a higher percentage than your income, whatever. Mm-hmm. So public servants are told, regular public servants are told, we can't give you increases because if we do that, we would cross the percentage.
Cross the threshold.
I think it was 13%.
The threshold, you'll cross that.
But there's a nice phrase.
Not 13% of GDP, Andre?
Yeah, but what is the phrase? What is the phrase that's used? That's the agreement that you don't want to breach, right? I don't remember it offhand right now. But I asked the gentleman, I said, are you guys hinting out that as public masters, you should not be setting this precedence? The gentleman said to me, he said, well, the financial space has improved. The government has attracted much higher revenues than they had before. I said, but what is the source of the revenue? I said, have you guys been talking to our government and saying to them that the funds, the flow of funds from CBI or IMA, however you call it, is something that's not sustainable? They said, well, we raised this, but we can only give advice on certain things. Government has the final say. The point I'm making is that the increases given, and some of them say it's not increases, but increases given to government ministers, right? In my opinion, first of all, it's given so that you're standing on your toes, you're going to remain silent. If you talk, you lose your house, you lose your car, right? You lose your job, right? Some of them took big loans from public institutions that they pay out of the salary. and the business closed down. That's another issue. You take money to run your business, and then you shut down your business, right? So, so many things are happening, and we just sitting and accepting it. But my call is for those people who are not politically affiliated to speak out, as they did in the past, right? Do it now, so that the average Grenadian would not see yellow and green. They'll see Grenada, right? But as it stands now, you speak, you're sidelined. Oh, he's an NNP, that's why he's saying that. We need to hear the neutral voices speaking so that the country could get back on track. And you said something a while ago with regard to the closing of the station and gave advice to to what people should do come election time. And I think Grenadians are waiting for that because they now have an opportunity to see that.
All right, but before you go, Stan,
yes.
One of our viewers has just put something up here that I think I need to share with you. And the viewer is saying that ministers of government are bound by the same fiscal rules, yeah? However, this government altered the threshold to take their increases.
Well, if that's the case, Andre,
yeah,
come negotiation with the unions, right?
We're in a lot of problems.
I hope the unions will remember that this cannot be a valid excuse for not giving the increases. So if they have altered it, but again, you could change something now and change it back later. You can do things during government. You have majority in parliament. You can pass a law now, repeal it, and then come back and reenact it. It can be done. Yeah. And if you notice, this government is very, very big on legislative changes. And in the campaign, they said that a lot of laws are going to be changed. I don't even want to go into this whole question of changing the compulsory age for being in school. There's a lady who said, and I'm going to say it quickly, her son complete secondary school, and he was not accepted into TAMCC because he's not 18 years. As far as TAMCC is concerned, you could only come there after you complete your 18 compulsory years and then secondary education. That's another topic altogether. Anyway, guys.
But before you go, someone did also indicate that probably the phrase you are looking for would be fiscal management.
The Fiscal Responsibility Act.
Something like that.
That's
so you
what
see, your callers have got you. They got you.
Well, they changed that to the Fiscal Responsibility Act now.
Yes. Anyway, guys, I guess I made up for all the calls.
I think it's on fiscal resiliency.
You have seen today they have not been hearing me on Real FM. Okay. But I just thought that I should call today. So, guys.
I'll give you a call later, Stan.
Okay, sure, no problem.
Okay,
take
great.
Care. Bye-bye.
It's real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.realfmgrenada.com. It's independent talk with Carl Caton today. Devon, unfortunately, could not make it. Had some prior engagements. So Carl is here on his own solo in your call.
The caller just raised an issue of regularization, Andre. And he believes that this government will try to regularize the E-Manis, the I-Manis, close to our next election. I'm not a repository of every knowledge, but I would say this. The wheels are already in motion to regularize who they believe is yellow chess. The mere fact that Jude and others start to blame certain persons in the public service, calling them, what do you think they say? Sabotage?
Yeah, we've got a caller.
Yes, let's see the caller. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, and happy Father's Day to all.
Yes, how are you doing?
Master Carl, I'm doing okay. Master Carl, I don't want to say that I'm confused, but I'm a bit bothered. Some time ago, the Prime Minister, Caton Mitchell, came forward and made a statement as it relates to a Polish man with a diplomatic passport. He went further to say that $150,000 from the money that had to be paid went to the office of the South St. George constituency of the New National Party. He further stated that there is a cabinet conclusion to show that. He was asked to produce the cabinet conclusion, and up to now, we haven't seen a word about that cabinet conclusion. I can recall a receipt being portrayed in relation to that. Dr. the Right Honorable Kit Mitchell came forward and stated that that is a lie, because at that time he was chairman of the cabinet. Apparently, Prime Minister Caton didn't know by making the statement that Dr. Mitchell was chairman of the cabinet. When the receipt was brandished to say, well, this is the receipt, because we were asking for a cabinet conclusion, but somehow a receipt was being brandished. Nobody. And with the allegation that was made, and I'm saying allegation, nobody came forward and said this was artificial intelligence generated. Nobody came forward. Dr. Kit Mitchell said it is not true. Nobody said he lied. Nobody said he lied. Recently, we have some screenshot making the rounds on social media of a minister, and up to now, Mr. Carl, that minister hasn't come forward to clear his name. He hasn't come forward to say it is not true. Just as how Dr. Kit Mitchell said about the cabinet conclusion is not true. He never come forward to say it is not true. But what you find now, you have people now on the defense saying, oh, this is artificial intelligence generated thing, and anybody could do it. We have persons saying they know how to do it. They know how to get the screenshot thing up and running and have it. And some people are claiming you do that to blackmail people and all kind of thing. But the person whom it is leveled against, we're not hearing a word from the person. And my question is, why? Why? Why isn't that person coming out and clear his name or defend himself? And you're allowing other people to, and I'm saying try and defend him. Massacre, you always hear me say, what in the dark must come to light. And you cannot keep a cock underwater unless you intend to stay down with it. Well, it seems as though some cocks start to float. And that's just a few. We expect more to float in the days and weeks and months, and I would say years, days, weeks, and months to come. More cocks will float. Master Carl,
before you go,
enjoy the rest of the evening.
Before you go, when Andy Williams, when the information came out that Andy Williams received the monies from the bank, same thing he said, you know, distraction. You know they would have do that. Propaganda. So that the narrative. But the gentleman took responsibility to address it months ago. But he did not address it. And responsibilities to have control over someone or somebody. So he thought he would have control over the next person. But you don't walk it now rock.
So Massacre, that's why I'm saying he took responsibility months ago and we knew nothing about that responsibility. But no, we're hearing about the responsibility. I'm going back to it again. Cocks that to float. Nobody knew about that responsibility months ago. No, we never hear about it.
No, don't say nobody knew. We means others. He said we knew. We. He said we knew. So that means others knew. So I want to know if the Prime Minister know. That's the question we have to ask you. Or the Attorney General, we want to know if these two persons knew.
The people in the inner circle knew. The people in the inner circle knew. Master can't try and read it. The people in the inner circle knew, but they could not. They tried keeping the cock underwater. They tried to keep that cock underwater because they knew. But how long would they would have stayed with that cock underwater? How long? That's the question. They tried, yes. They knew. How long? How long did they keep it to themselves? How long? The question is being asked now. You knew about it months ago, whatever it was months ago, and what you did, what was done to address the situation, what was done to rectify it.
Here's a question for you. Coming from one of our viewers, and it reads, good afternoon, host of the program, Master Carl. Is it true that the Department of Births and Deaths is closed until further notice? Do you know anything about that, caller?
I remember at one time that they had closed because they was moving to renovate the office, and I think they're back now. So if it's something that the caller would have been following up on months ago when it had, or if it's something recent again. But I remember they were renovating the office and they had to close. They had to move to a different area in the complex for renovation, and now they're back where they are.
Okay, thank you very much.
That's what I know. That's what I know about. So I don't know if they're closed now, presently now, until further notice, and I don't know forward. I can seek to find out, no problem.
Yeah, thank you very much. Carl?
I don't know. We'll find out.
So that's it, Master Carl.
All right, take care.
Okay.
If anybody has that sort of information, please give us a call, 442-0175, and you can help us to educate the
citizen. You have a call on?
No. Yes, there is one. Good morning.
Hello.
Good afternoon, sorry.
Afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Oh, what's up now? I want answer for everything. And the kid me stay around the country for so much years. He say that he damn money every time and that he damn money. I know I don't want so much answers.
What is your point?
He hung up. Smart kid.
He who?
Silly rabbit, tricks of a kids.
That man just wasted 2 cents just to say nothing that don't make sense.
Yeah, I mean,
Your regularization, Andre. The Attorney General was the first one to say about bloating the public service and regularization. Then the Prime Minister spoke about functional review, about bloating and us unsustainable. So I wonder if they go have the gumption to regularize the I-manis. Would I just talk to whole people all along? Because information has been circulating, Andre, that the situation economically is not good at all. You know?
We've got a caller.
Let's take the call.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to the Grenadian people. Good afternoon.
Here he comes.
And your donor. Happy Father's Day. May the good Lord bless you and keep you. Also to Master Carl, happy Father's Day. And all to the fathers in Grenada, Caton, Martinique, happy Father's Day to you. Dr. Mitchell, good afternoon to you wherever you is. All my heart. Yeah. I just called to say happy Father's Day to you. And with this screenshot, he have more that's going to come out in a few more weeks, a month. So, you don't worry, I'm going to see what's going on. There is one minister that take out a picture and send to a young lady with a naked body. And people sending for me. Coming out from America. One of a sitting minister take out the... So a shame. I just shame about these people. And they go get people to defend them because they shame for themselves. Them involved with the dirtiness. You know what's sad? A lot of school children, the parents give them a phone. And you know, children just dig up phone, they know it more than me and you. And to see all this dirtiness on the phone, it's a big shame, you know. They shame. They will not speak. As Mr. Stan just think about. They will not speak. They get that money. So if they see wrong thing, they cannot say nothing. They cannot say anything. They lose their house. They lose their car. And it's the truth. A lot of Grenadians, civil servants, and Grenadians know wrong things is happening. Business people, lawyers, and they know it's wrong, and they're not speaking out. Little Kami, people, little Kami like me, or they by the road, seeing things and will open my mouth, but I'm not scared. They're doing a lot of wrong things in this country, and it's a big shame. It's a shame. That is why the Prime Minister was staying in Grenada for a month or 2 months. He always gone, right? He always going, and it's very sad that we have a Prime Minister we put in office to take care of us, and we're not hearing anything. We is not hearing anything. With the crimes, with what's going on in this country, we're not hearing anything. This is worse. For all the years I'm alive living in this country, from Gary to come down, and this man is not telling us nothing. And whenever he there, and they say, some of the people in this country, oh, everything happening. Look at where I living up there. The road in Mount Morris, cracking again. He marching up again. They won't tell us. They will not think that whoever they give a little money, truck, 2 bags of gravel and a little cement, and they get a big money and they gone. It's cracking up. They won't give us an update about the road in Molyneux. These are the things we want to know as Grenadians. We are taxpayers about this road. People suffering. People suffering. Vendors suffering. And nobody is still coming to aid. The police running over, the police have to do it. Because if they don't do it, whoever on top of them would deal with them. They're feeling bad to come and tell the vendors on the sidewalk, you have to move. And that's their family members, but they have to do what they have to do. The police force mash up. It mash up. Can't help it. Can't help it some of them day. Shame the shame. Grenadians shame. They cannot speak. For $2, or you can't stand up and say, Mr. Prime Minister, it is wrong. And I am not going to side with that. Stand up and speak to the man face to face in the House of Parliament and say what he is doing is wrong. Tell the man in his face, or you're not saying nothing. Have a good evening, Grenada, and all the fathers enjoy the day.
All right, wonderful.
Have a good evening.
Bye-bye. Take care, good. So, Carl, I just received information which suggests that, well, not suggests, it's government letterhead. And if I may take the opportunity to read it, it said, and it's dated May the 22nd, 2024. The Ministry of Health informs the public that due to circumstances beyond its control, the Division of Births, Deaths, and Marriages at the Ministerial Complex will be closed from today, and that was Wednesday, the 22nd of May, 2024, until further notice. So I guess there's been no notice given further in relation to the run-ins of the office. That's interesting, though.
But they didn't say, like, does it goes on to say where they relocate or something?
No, it didn't say that. Not as far as it didn't identify that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's information there for people. What are you looking at?
I'm just looking at the comments so I can decide which are the ones that are relevant enough to be posted. We have a call online.
Let's take
How are you doing? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm Donald.
Good afternoon.
How are you, sir?
I'm okay.
All right. I know this is a program for calling in, and you have to give the information. I just want to expand on a little bit of information that I have.
and it is very vital. So, Master Carl, you know, from day one, this government has made a lot of mistakes and was involved in corruption. So, what was work.
All right, so here's what. Let me just. I don't know where you are located, but we're losing you, so you would not be able to get the general gist of what you're saying. So if you can relocate yourself, so that you'll have a better signal, and then you can talk to us.
Okay.
So,
You see, this I'm on the road too, so that's why.
oh, right. So maybe you need to stop.
Right. Yeah, but I'm in a good position now.
Yes, this sounds better.
Right. Yes. So the court has said to the government at the time that these people did not work, so they're not supposed to get paid. So we have an illegal payment, and that was corruption. That was the first type of corruption, to pay the teachers $1.2 million because they didn't work, and you pay them for what? For staying home, and they had all children. They're going to school, and they're not studying the children. They're not giving them work. That again is corruption. So corruption has started a long time with this government. Not only right now, because they have a lot of issues in Lato and other places, and man showing man thing and social media. That is more corruption to ever speak about. Gentlemen, enjoy the rest of the evening. I just want to give that little bit here. So corruption has started a long time ago.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, great. Carl, just to let listeners know that we did get to the 200 mark, yeah? I did put it up for a while. We did get to the 200 mark. That's what we were looking for, about 250. But we are present at 192. We have two callers in line. We're going to take the one on the WhatsApp first. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay, let's go to the
Listen to the phone.
Good afternoon. How you doing? Yeah, talk to me.
You see, when I look at Mr. William, a certain few time ago, and Pastor Simon program, he went there and he confessed to the nation what wrong thing he do in hotel, how much money this, how much money that. And I find that all that is corruption. They shouldn't take him to run as a minister in government. They shouldn't have him there at all. So any mistake he make, anything he do now, is a part of we what cause that on himself. Because they shouldn't take him in government at all, no time at all. Because he said from the time he started, first thing he started to sell was back and neck. A case of back and neck. And they start. And he started to tell us about corruption. We walk in hotel. He confessed. And Pastor Simon Church. So they shouldn't take this man to run for government at all. Thank you.
Okay, then, good.
Your next call?
No, not yet.
When Stan called, he made a statement as relates to conflict of interest. And I heard when somebody posed that particular question to the Prime Minister, he said conflict of interest could be managed in a small place like Grenada. Now, conflict of interest is a conflict of interest occurs when an individual's personal interest, family interest, friendship interest, financial interest, or social factors could compromise his or her judgment, decisions, or actions in the workplace. government agencies should take conflict of interest seriously, that they should be regulated. So when the Prime Minister indicated to the nation that conflict of interest could be managed, he was simply saying corruption could be managed. So that is why we're seeing this government, the personal interest, that of the family, because you're hearing who cousin is secretary and who this, that. Friendship, you're hearing who's friend, like Nation Builders Inc. You're hearing financial, you're hearing how much money is 145,000. And social factors, you're hearing who eating rice and fish on Fridays. And these people are holding key position in this government. So for them to be compromised in the workplace, it is easy. A call?
Yes.
Let's take the call.
All right, let's take the one on the WhatsApp first. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, gentlemen.
Hey, you go.
I recall, the easy man. I recall that only after this government came into office, Dr. Panchu used to be doing a program with Godfrey on GBN. And that's where the exposure of the amount of people that was being fired in this country started showing up. That program used to be done on Wednesday evenings. I suspected that's the reason why Dr. Panchu was fired. But not only that happened, that Dr. Panchu was fired, the program that Godfrey used to be doing on Wednesday evening, along with a Thursday evening program to continuous, one of the interactive aspect of it, where you call back, people call and make the comment relative to statement that was made or whatever the case to bring up. Godfrey program was shut down. Wednesday night, Thursday night. The whole issue of trying to shut down people is not new. If they're trying to shut down Real FM right now. They started that early in the game. Another issue. I was listening to a program this morning where my good friend William Joseph was making comments. And he made an interesting comment that I've made a whole lot since. And that relates to the parallel public service that, for example, Dennis Cornwall made, where he said that there is no need for a parallel public service. As we get into power, we regularize these people, the workers. This morning, William was making the comment that when the Prime Minister made promise during the campaign time that they would regularize workers, he didn't understand the runnings of government. He made it perfectly clear, gentlemen, that he did not understand the runnings of government. I recall, and I've made comments on it on that radio station over and over, that he brought on, in a press conference, that's the Prime Minister now, he brought on a permanent secretary, one Miss Marshall. It was the first time I heard of that lady. I know a few permanent secretary names in this country because I follow what's going on relative to this type of thing. But that day he brought on Miss Marshall to explain to the nation that all the promises that he made, and he was very embarrassed that day. I noticed his way of speaking that time. He was very embarrassed. But there was Miss Marshall having now to explain to people that the whole issue of regularizing workers in the public service, it is not done how the Prime Minister was promising and pointing out to the people that it could be done with the stroke of a pen and all this kind of nonsensical talk. That's the kind of thing that is showing up with this administration and the leadership we have in this country. People are taking note. The whole issue of freedom. This guy, the Prime Minister I'm talking about now, sorry if I say the guy and you all don't like the words, but I speak that way, sorry. He did not grow up in the era when Grenadians learned from what happened in the Gary era and in the revolution. So all the efforts to shut people up is only an effort as far as I'm seeing it now. I was in a conversation just recently with a guy where another one, a very active person of the NDC supporting group, came and said to the guy that we have to get rid of all the NNP policemen in the police force. He said it plain and clear right in front of me. And I'm talking about, my ears would have been about 16 inches away from him. So it's not something I overheard from across there. And that's the kind of attitude and mentality you have as with the activists and them are thinking that we have the same guy. I heard him accuse the policemen who they say allegedly said that they let go the guys from the Granans police station who did the crime or the alleged crime with the tourist people, the boat that was taken to St. Vincent and so on. And he said it's NNP policemen that let go them guys. I'm talking about that words that is coming from the activists of the NDC people. So don't be surprised when you see that they are trying to shut down people, firing people, because they are opponents of, or supposed opponents, or alleged opponents of the present regime. But I am suspecting that it would not work given the experience that Grenadians have. That one would not work. Take care, General.
You have another caller? Somebody caller just say, in my view, up to now the Prime Minister don't know. Because this stroke of a pen and all this kind of thing in them comes from a place of not knowing Andre. And they continue to watch. Anytime this government is held accountable for anything Andre, they start sending out things like distraction. So the present mode now is to distract the Grenadian public. So they start up with Sheldon, and as they say, they're trying to scaremonger people like Real FM and others and saying how what they go do with Real FM. That joke. You can't beat see. Somebody say the place is relocated to the entrance of the to the entrance of the main entrance of the ministerial complex. As usual, they're still vague. Because when we spoke about the issue in Monge and the lack of visits, they never came forward and tell the Grenadian public nothing again to. But like they say, they don't operate on a need to know basis all the time. But these are things because this department, boards and that is a very integral part in the happenings of the country, you know, Andre. Mm-hmm. Not no fly by night.
That's marriages.
Yeah. So I think more information ought to be given to the Grenadian public.
You've gotten to 202 again, and you've gone down to 180 something, back up to 202 in terms of likes. You have 692 people viewing the program at this particular point in time. I thought you should know that because things like this make you feel good about when you know all the work that you would have put in to ensure not just to get here, but to get here with information that people can appreciate. So, hey.
Yes, we try to do that every time we come here, Andre, because we pride ourselves on the information. Now, Andre, I will say this. The content of Real FM is unmatched by other radio stations. The content of Real FM in general. Because Real FM touches every sector, be it religious, be it sports, be it social issues, be it politics, be it religious. So you have anybody could tune into Real FM at some time and receive something, as they say, right up the alley. Andre. So the minister or the attorney general, you have to come back tomorrow in a press conference and explain a lot of things to us. Like room number 13, which ministry does food the bill, if the gift was given to the Integrity Commission. If it was, because it mandates that anytime you receive gifts, you have to talk to the Integrity Commission, Andre. So we want to know. Andre, I have a piece of thing I want to just read from Mr. ACP Vanny Cohen. He's talking about the cannabis. This initiative reflects the government's wisdom in aligning with global trends and addressing the critical issues at home. I am pleased to see the discussion has come home, especially as we consider ways to mitigate the incarceration of young people from cannabis-related offenses. This is a step towards a more just and progressive society, Vanny Cohen. Because they promise the youth plenty. And at this time, even after 2 years, close enough to 2 years, nothing much. So they offering now, I say to the incarceration of young people. So maybe they go drop all cannabis-related cases when it is legalized in Grenada. Because you see, this is a step towards a more just and progressive society. I see you leaning forward. See what you want to say.
Someone called to say that they're happy that we raised the issue in relation to the police. And it's another police officer indicating such. They sent me a message and simply saying that, hey, this, let me just read it for you, Carl, because it's pretty interesting. I'm so happy you addressed the issue of the police vehicles and the police officer on the side of the road. To tell the truth, police officers don't have respect for each other, especially when they give the young ones position over the senior ones. It is sad the direction we are heading. And again, the word we. So that person is speaking because that person is the police. And it's the reason why they're saying we.
The police force has been so polarized with the advent of this administration, Andre. And the green and the yellow thing continues.
That is unfortunate, though.
So a lot of police tell you they're not comfortable going out on operations and so on, because they're not certain that based on the politics of their colleagues, if they will really have their back. And that is sad. And that is something the authorities need to fix. They need to fix that, Andre. Pronto.
How? How?
First, they need to cut out preferential treatment to those who they perceive support them politically. That is the first thing that needs to be done. Second, they need to fix promotion and make it merit-based and not politically based. Our friend what is a police officer and he support this present administration. And he got promoted and he tell me, but get what are they working for? You know? Because I size him up and I say, you campaign openly, tell me get what he work for. So when you're hearing that and others telling you of that officer because of that, that is our cause. They have to fix that. The next thing is the leadership of the police force, Andre, must be sorted out. Because the Prime Minister himself and the acting Prime Minister, when he spoke about succession planning, he spoke from a platform of not knowing, he don't know. You see how the caller say that when the Prime Minister made the pronouncement about the parallel public service, he spoke from a don't know platform. Just so Andy Williams spoke from a don't know platform as it relates to succession planning. But even if we give them that argument at best. For argument's sake, Andre, even if we agree with them about succession plan, why is it that they're bringing back retired persons? Because succession plan is forward going. Why are you bringing back people who made the time, who was not exemplary people? They have no claim to fame in intelligence gathering, no claim to fame in investigation, no claim to fame in administrating, no claim to fame in operational awareness. These are the same people you're bringing back. So the police force is laden right now, the upper echelon, Andre. The commissioner is acting, he's a retiree. The deputy is acting, he's a retiree. One of the ACPs is acting, he's a retiree. They say the staff officer will be back as a retiree. So what you're telling me? You don't have no good officers, even those you think are supporting you politically in the organization? And that is the crux of them, and that is something they must fix, Andre. If they don't fix that, the force go continue to spiral out into this thing where, and we always say here, only two type of people benefit when that happen to the police force in Andre. Rogue police officers and criminal elements. And when the Prime Minister making statements as Minister of National Security as related to firearms and the charges to the persons within the South Central, he ought to be briefed because he don't know. Because when chatters on the street saying persons are transferred from his detail to other stations because of the connection to would-be people in the same cabinet whom people believe they are not on good terms, they just curse one another. So you hear ministers and Prime Minister cursing one another. Bad word. Because people saying they hear that. People are wrong them. And it is sad that if that is so, and relatives of ministers ought to be transferred because of that, is a sad day for the police force. But I talk to them.
You want them?
I want them. I tell them that exactly what will happen. Every action this administration take against the police force, they vindicating what I said. They making me look like a prophet. And these, Andre, need to be sorted out. So you ask me what I think could be done in the police force. I think these are the fundamental things that could be done. And then we go work from there. Because if you put the right people in position, they go help make the right decisions. But with the wrong people in position, the right decisions wouldn't happen. And they need to fix pay and grade.
So it's about time for you to start wrapping it up, Carl?
Yeah, well,
4 minutes before
the time around with some
I
pace.
thought that today really moved fast, don't you think so?
Yeah, you run with some speed.
Yeah, today really moved fast. So it's your turn to burn.
Yeah, but as we see, as I would end by close enough to our start. The main achievement touted by this administration does not affect even 5% of the population. And I'm giving them a generous 5. Because for the teachers, I don't know, what is the population of the teachers in this country? You have an idea?
I know. I don't. I can.
And the 500 persons who receive the gratuity, and some of them tell me every day when they have to go in the bank like Russian roulette, they might go and they don't have, and they might have to make 3 trips before it happen. So the achievement of this government of pension and paying the teachers, because that's what they're saying. Because if you realize the town hall meeting now, Andre, they're making a new set of promises about prefab housing and children go stay in school 1 year longer.
I'm trying to understand the whole aspect of prefab housing. When it was said that we'll be building houses Grenadian style, the style, did we mean by design or did we mean by design and the material?
I think it was design and material, but 100 on all. We live in the tropics. every time September and so on come on, people of age getting scared. They telling you September is the month to remember. You bring in a set of houses, God forbid. This thing pass, these houses don't stand no chance against that thing. This prefab house are $100. And they say they start in 17 as a pilot project. So if they start 17, what's all the other 400 and odd? 100. These people and them just continue to feel they could fool the Grenadian public. But the biggest question I need to ask, how or why are we not seeing Mr. Jonathan Lacrette in the town hall meeting? Because he's the man of prayer and thing and live up the thing. But we don't see him in college. Would we see Mr. Lacrette in the other town hall meetings? Because somebody tell me to ask that question. Why was Mr. Lacrette? If you know about what American football, the quarterback, and if you know about soccer, is the midfield. Because in the campaign, Lacrette was the midfield, he's the man of praying, he come with life, support things, I think. So why are we not seeing him? And tell the Grenadian people what is the achievement? Because the achievement touted for 2 years only affect less than 5% of the Grenadian public, and I'm saying it. You're trying to come and say, I don't understand. Why I don't understand about 500 persons and a couple teachers? What I don't understand about that? The thing about it is, as Mr. Pedro say, the truth tying on them with the anger and the scratching them in. So, I meet a gentleman, Andre, and he say, you're there on the radio talking a set of stupidness. I say, well, you must call the radio. And we go have a debate and come with your facts. Tell me, no. If I have to do that, I have to go and study to call. So tell that one, study to call. So next time you have to come back, you come back with some sense so we could have a discussion. And you need education, so I go educate you. Because I don't want to go in the cemetery with what I know. I will pass it on. So thanks, Brother Andre, for being the producer this evening and helping along the way. So take care of a blessed evening to all the listeners of the program today.
Thanks, Carl. It was indeed a joy being here with you. And here's hoping that. Oh, by the way, your guys back next week, isn't it?
Supposed to.
Yeah, your guys back next week.
Hello.
On that note, Carl is already answering his phone. Yeah, on that note, friends, I say goodbye to you. God bless.